Lock it up, lock it up, lock it up, lock it up. Hey, he talking about locking his mug up. So look, Biden COVID advisor says U.S. lockdown of 4 to 6 weeks could control pandemic and revive economy. This a big break. This a big break. So look, let's go ahead and go through the key points. Dr. Michael, excuse me. Let me go ahead and spit this gum out my bad. But look, Dr. Michael Osterholm, a coronavirus advisor to President-elect Joe Biden, says a nationwide lockdown will help bring the virus under control in the U.S. He said the government can borrow enough money to pay for a package that could cover lost income for individuals and governments during this shutdown. We could really watch ourselves cruising into the vaccine availability in the first and second quarter of next year while bringing back the economy long before that, he says. So he making some big points. Let's go ahead and go through the article and see what he's saying, though. So look, shutting down businesses and paying people for lost wages for 4 to 6 weeks could help keep the coronavirus pandemic in check and get the economy back on track until the vaccine is approved and distributed, said Dr. Michael Osterholm, a coronavirus advisor to President-elect Joe Biden. Osterholm, who serves as director of the Center of Infectious Diseases Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota, said earlier this week that the country is headed towards COVID hell. Cases are rising as more people grow tired of wearing masks and social distancing, suffering from a so-called pandemic fatigue, he said Wednesday. Colder weather is also driving people indoors where the virus can spread more easily. Okay, so if it's driving people indoors, I mean, shouldn't we just be staying in the house then? I mean, I feel like if anything, the winter is the best time to do a lockdown. If we being honest, I mean, most of us want to stay in the house anyway. And if we doing, we got people other than essential workers, we do need people who can like do maintenance and stuff like that. But I mean, I can understand why they do that during the winter. That'd be probably the best time to do it. But I mean, no, I know the winter isn't the same countrywide. So I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. So look. Blah, nationwide lockdown would drive the number of new cases and hospitalizations down to manageable levels while the world awaits a vaccine, he told Yahoo Finance. So look, this is the big point. This is the big point for me. He said, we could pay for your package right now to cover all of the wages, lost wages for individual workers, for losses to small companies, to medium-sized companies, or city, state, county governments. We could do all of that, he said. And if we did that, then we could lock down for 4 to 6 weeks. That's big. That's big. I mean, to me, I just don't see what's wrong with it. Like, if it's going to cover everything you need, if it's covering all your needs for this 4 to 6 weeks, and they saying that they're going to keep businesses up, I mean, I got to see a full plan, see exactly what they're going to be implementing before I can just say, yeah, let's go on with it. But, I mean, it's a possibility that it can help. Look at my last video on what's going on in Australia. Australia records 0 local coronavirus cases for the first time since June. And they even talk about that here in the article. Hold on. They even talk about that here in the article. So look. Osterholm was a prime variable on Monday. Representative for Biden did not return. So look. We're just going to go through. Osterholm on Wednesday referenced an August op-ed he wrote with Minneapolis Federal Reserve President to argue for more restrictive and universal lockdowns across the nation. The problem with the March to May lockdown was that it was not uniformly stringent across the country. For example, Minnesota deemed 78% of its workers essential. To be effective, the lockdown has to be as comprehensive and as strict as possible. So this is my issue when they say it has to be strict. Because, we need essential workers. We need people who can come pick up our trash. We need people who can come do the plumbing. We need people who come do the electricity, especially when it's times like this, when it's cold. We need our AC repairmen. We need our cable men. We need all those people. Those are essential workers, in my opinion. We need our cooks. A lot of people, it may be people who don't survive without fast food. I mean, come on. That's irrational, but it's a possibility. So that's the biggest problem with me. I don't know about locking down and then saying, well, keep all these people in, and then people like that, essential workers who have to come out, they leave from an office, come out and do a job within the society, within the world, those are the people who we need out here doing the work, in my opinion. Okay. On Wednesday, Osterholm said such a lockdown would help the country bring the virus under control, like they did in New Zealand and Australia. Epidemiologists have repeatedly pointed to New Zealand, Australia, and other parts of Asia that have brought the number of daily new cases to under 10 as an example of how to contain the virus. I mean, the evidence there, though. I showed y'all in the previous video. The evidence there. Evidence there. Cases low in New Zealand. Excuse me. The cases are low in New Zealand, Australia, and China. Not to say that in China that those cases aren't deflated or inflated, but they low. So, I don't know. He said, Osterholm said the country, hold on, let's read what this said. On the trajectory, Osterholm said the U.S. is headed for dark days. Yeah, that's just a whole bunch of scare tactics. I don't like to listen to the scare tactics. All that, everything else towards here was just scare tactics, and people don't want to end up like El Paso. I mean, you shouldn't be scared of a virus if it's a 93%, 97% chance you're going to survive it. Like, some people saying 99.7. Like, that's how high it is that you'll survive. Some people, in some cases, I don't know. I really don't. But the odds of you surviving this case, I don't understand why we need a lockdown this big. But then again, I mean, our cases are going up. So if we look at the places where they did the lockdowns and it helped. 42 days in lockdown might not hurt. Give people some time to put in some work on other things that they want to do. Passion projects. But I don't know. That's just my spiel on it. I don't really got no issue with a well thought out lockdown. Put a good plan behind it. As long as you got a good plan behind it, I'm probably on board with it. But you know, all that scary, all that I don't even know the word to use for it, but all them scare tactics getting people, you know, jumping out of their houses. My only thing is, now I can't say this. My only thing is, when they come out with a vaccine, it's gonna be hard to get a lot of people on board with that. Especially because it's people like, I saw an article earlier, TMZ was saying, TMZ released an article talking about some places, I think Ticketmaster is telling people that they're going to need a vaccine in order to go to a concert. So stuff like that, that's kind of what we not ready for. That's kind of the part of the virus that we were scared of from the beginning. That's why we saying no lockdowns. That's why we saying we don't want to wear masks, because it all plays into that. They trying to go one piece by piece. I mean, if you looking at it from that mentality, then they just trying to go piece by piece so they can add on layer and layer and layer until they got full control. That's what some people believe. I mean, I'm on the edge of that side too. Don't get me wrong. I keep my mind in that side, but I also keep my mind in the real world and what's really going on and what we can actually see. It's a lot of things we can't see, so we can't just judge it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on that one. YouTube down right now, so if y'all watch this video, we out here. Alright, y'all. I'm out.